Nobody tells you the price of peace is guilt. I thought that when I finally found peace, I would just be happy. I thought that when I finally started healing, setting boundaries, protecting my energy, and choosing myself, I would feel free. But nobody warned me about survivor's guilt. Nobody warned me that sometimes the guilt doesn't show up when you are struggling. It shows up when you are finally doing better. You start healing, you start changing, you start thinking differently. You stop saying yes to everything. You stop chasing people. You stop chasing people who don't choose you. You stop living in constant survival mode. And for the first time in a long time, your nervous system starts to feel safe. But then something strange happens. You look around you. You look at your family. You look at your old friends. You look at people you love. And some of them are still fighting battles you used to fight. Some are still trapped in cycles you worked hard to escape. Some are still carrying pain that you recognize because you once carried it. And suddenly, instead of celebrating your growth, you start feeling guilty. You start questioning yourself. Why am I moving forward? Why am I finding peace? Why do I get to rest when someone else is struggling? Why do I get another chance? Why me? And if you have ever asked yourself those questions, I want you to know something. You are not a bad person. You are not selfish. You are not abandoning anyone. You are expressing something many people never talk about. You are expressing survival's guilt because part of your heart still remembers the version of you that struggled. Part of your heart still remembers the nights you cried, the disappointment, the fear, the rejection, the survival mode. And because you remember it so clearly, it hurts to see other people still living there. But healing teaches us something important. You cannot save people by staying wounded with them. You cannot help others by refusing to grow. You cannot become a light by keeping yourself in the dark. The truth is, your healing is not a betrayal. Your peace is not a betrayal. Your growth is not a betrayal. Your success is not a betrayal. Sometimes we think staying small is loyalty. Sometimes we think suffering alongside people is love, but it isn't. Real love is becoming proof that change is possible. Real love is becoming an example of what healing can look like. Real love is breaking the cycle so that someone else can see it can be broken. And maybe that's what you need to hear today. You don't have to apologize for becoming the person you prayed to be. You don't have to feel guilty for choosing peace. You don't have to shrink yourself to make other people comfortable. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to enjoy your life. You are allowed to smile again. And healing doesn't mean you forget where you came from. It simply means you finally stop bleeding there. If you have ever felt survivor's guilt after leveling up, after healing, after finding peace, I want you to know you are not alone. Yeah.